And let's pick up on that point with a regular guest on the program, criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan prosecutor Jeremy Saland is with us. Jeremy, we have had for centuries an adversarial legal system. A lawyer represents one side, a lawyer represents the other side, and they make arguments, whether they agree with the argument or not. What will the ripple effects of this be?
The ripple effects are significant. I mean, saying that Paul Weiss caved and they're craven and cowardly, I think is an understatement. It's really frightening because it's one thing to say, let's impeach judges. That's bad enough. But a judge will stand tall. Judiciary will stand tall. Who's going to bring these suits if they're afraid to bring the suits, meaning lawyers? How are you going to keep Donald Trump reined in when he goes after birthright, when he potentially tries to pursue or has in fact pursue the Alien Enemies Act to rid this country of people he perceives to be bad, true or not? You need lawyers to stand tall. They fell over, they caved, they bent over. It's frightening and it's terrible, and it sends a major ripple effect through smaller firms if Goliath falls.
Well, let me ask you, are there consequences to you expressing that firm an opinion on this? Are you worried that comes back to you at some point?
Well, it's funny you say that because I think of people in the media. I think, look what ABC caved to a certain extent with Stephanopoulos, Meta caved. I always wonder, is someone going to come after us and have the IRS audit us for some reason? Is someone going to come after us and make threats? I get threats whenever I refer or talk to Trump as a legal analyst. People saying horrible, frightening things. No one's going to shut me down, just like no one's going to shut you down. But when the dollar becomes king, and that king is Donald Trump, that's scary because, listen, these guys are making average per partner $7.5 million, according to one report. They can afford to take a haircut and still do the right thing. That's why you become a lawyer, not because you're afraid. And you certainly don't do things that you and I do. Mm-hmm. We're smaller than they are and be afraid.
Well, look, particularly with this firm, because this firm had a reputation as a firm that stood up to government and took on some of these tough cases.
Right. And look at Perkins Coie. I mean, they're the lion to Paul Weiss's skittish rabbit. They're the pride of lions that are going out there, and they have counsel themselves, and they've won. They temporarily stopped and halted the president from trying to do the exact same thing. And now, wait a second, there's a firm that represents them. Should they be afraid that they're going to be targeted if they stand up for someone who's accused wrongfully or being thrashed by the president to be a notch in his belt? It's a scary concept. It's a terrible concept, Pat.
Could Paul Weiss have effectively challenged this? Is what the Trump administration has been doing constitutional?
Yeah, I question the constitutionality of it, and the answer is very unequivocally yes, they could have challenged it. Again, look at Perkins Coie, who had the same scenario, getting the wrath of Donald Trump. They push back and they're winning. Donald Trump is now going after the judge, trying to get the judge removed in that case. So yes, you can win. I get it. Firms will poach your clients. There's a potential detriment to your clients. There's a financial situation you may face when the government tries to pull back your contracts and not allow you access. It's very real, but there is a means to challenge it, just like there's a means to challenge birthright and whatever other things the president is doing that pushes, if not exceeds, the rule of law.
Normally, we're looking to Jeremy for insight on a specific case. This time, it's insight on the legal profession itself. Jeremy, thank you.
My pleasure.